Hey MZ World, we've got another haul to unbox here, and this is from the very much anticipated MZ Wallace warehouse sale that happens around this time of the year in July. And it's pretty interesting how each year has changed a little bit, and I want to get into the nuance of that so that if you missed out on the sale this year, or maybe you participated but didn't have the items that you wanted to grab this year, let's learn from my experience so that you are better prepared next year. And of course, look at the eye candy that I was able to pick up. There is one piece that I was kind of iffy about, and I'll tell you the reason why. So let's just get right into it. If you haven't seen my haul from 2024's warehouse sale, I'll make sure to link it above here for you, or in the pinned comments down below, so you can go check that out as well. But last year it was around, I want to say, end of July, whereas 2025, they started their warehouse sale right before the 4th of July. I did post this on Instagram immediately. PSA, like, go check out what they have. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely do so, because that is the fastest way I can get deals and steals posted so that everybody can take advantage of it if they want to. So the warehouse advertisement sale, it says that it was up to 70% off, which, you know, most companies do that. Really, it's just like maybe 2 or 3 pieces were up to 70% off, and usually it's just like the random, like, nobody wants it kind of pieces. However, majority of the items, I want to say, is mostly around the 30 to 40% off frame, which is still pretty good. And the sale actually started at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central Time. But for me, I usually know how these kind of like website or sales work. They don't post it on their actual mzwallace.com website. They have a separate online website that gets linked. So I had the website pulled up, ready to go. And, you know, 10-15 minutes before it actually launches and goes live, I start refreshing. And of course, I was right. I was able to access the website 10 minutes before it actually launched at 9 a.m. Which I was talking to Kat, has nice things, and she said that she wasn't able to get in 10 minutes after it launched, which I know she got up earlier since she is not on the same time zone as me. But it was just kind of annoying because there's a lot of discrepancies to everybody's experiences, but I'm just talking about mine. But I guess like the website got overwhelmed and she couldn't get in, or maybe things weren't loading as fast. It's 2025. Can't we fix that? Like, I don't understand why that isn't an issue. I don't know anything about technology. I couldn't even figure out my own camera for the longest time. So I really shouldn't be complaining. And by the way, if you don't want to hear about the nuances, I will timestamp down below and you can just skip ahead to look at the bags I picked up. So this warehouse sale was only available to the US, and it wasn't really clearly stated on the website. So there was a lot of confusion, and I know some of you have reached out to me kind of upset about it, and I completely understand. Me being in the US, I didn't really even think about that. But you have to understand that they are a small company, so there are certain limitations of where they can ship to. Basically, when I logged in, it was just a complete frenzy. Like, I kept adding things to the cart, and there was like, I think 17 or 18 pages worth of items, and I just like clicked through as fast as I could and added things, and things just kept disappearing out of my cart, which was really annoying. So I had to keep adding it back in. And also, you can't just check out and keep checking out, because it wasn't free shipping. It started, I think, around $12 for shipping, and it capped out at $18 for however many items that you were able to check out with. So I think that is an area of improvement that they should think about. Yes, go ahead and charge for shipping, or just build it into the item, like add $5, $2 to the actual item and the warehouse sale, so that you don't have to figure out the shipping portion of it. I'll have a couple more ideas on that shipping to make it a better experience on that in a second. But like I did said, it is a small company, MZ Wallace. They are an indie brand. They've taken off quite significantly in the past couple years, so they're still learning. With my experience last time, which did improve this year, I bought 6 or 7 items in 2024, but they canceled like 3 or 4 items after the confirmation came through. And it took about over a week before they shipped, which also tells me if they had to cancel a couple items, that means they didn't really have their inventory system or process down to a T. However, this year, they did not cancel anything. Yes, things kept disappearing from my cart, but once the confirmation came, they didn't cancel any items and they actually were able to ship the next day. I think maybe 2 days after. So that is pretty efficient in my opinion, and they did make improvements to their inventory system. I would say a better customer experience would be maybe just have people create an account so that they're logged in when they're shopping on the warehouse sale website and just charge a $20 shipping, right? And then people can keep checking out. And once the warehouse is done, they can consolidate it into one shipping package and send it to the customer. Or like I said on my first note is build the shipping into the actual bag and provide free shipping for anybody who's shopping on the warehouse sale. Overall, it was a really good experience, but again, I'm excited to see what they do next year. And I think around Christmas time or Black Friday, they do have another sale. They don't call it the warehouse sale, I don't believe, but they will have another sale. I don't know if it's as good as of a discount. I can't remember. But do keep an eye. Like I said, follow me on Instagram because I do keep up with these kind of things and make sure I post the curated deals. So with that said, if you are new to my channel, hopefully this was helpful. Drop me a comment. Let me know you are new here. And of course, for those of you who are returning, I rely on you every single week. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you had shopped the MZ Wallace warehouse sale last year and this year, let me know what your experience is and let everybody else know so that we can kind of just talk about it and learn from each other. The first item I was able to snag is this vanity case in the color flamingo. Of course, I mean, they had it in a black, a navy, and I think another color, but you know me, I'm of course gonna grab the pink one because it's completely adorable. Do I need another vanity case? Absolutely not. I already have a couple other ones that I bought as presents, and then I also have the cosmetic case where it's a flat one. I'll insert a photo here, but that one I love because it lays out flat, so it's really easy for you to see what items you have when you're traveling. Bought this because it was super cute. What am I gonna put in it? I have no idea. I'll figure it out. I'll find some use for having a little small pouch like this, but very lightweight, and I do like how they wrap everything up. But these are just leather tabs like vachetta. And I do enjoy how they have 2 zippers because I think that makes it much more convenient, as I keep saying. The interior is just one main compartment and 2 little pockets on the side here. Now, I don't know if this is machine washable because there are leather pieces on there. So I don't know, because this was on sale, and if I do get this dirty, maybe I'll think about doing an experiment and throwing it in the wash and see what happens. Kind of like what Winnie B. LV did when she purchased a Louis Vuitton and like with the canvas and the vachetta, and she threw it in the washing machine. Oh my God, I like basically had a heart attack when I watched that. But something a little less extreme with the MZ Wallace one. We'll see what happens. So this one retailed at $85 and I was able to pick it up for $45 plus shipping plus tax. So I wanna say probably about 55-ish, 50-ish dollars. So I think this is a pretty good deal for something as super adorable. I moved the box so that we have more room to do show and tell. And all of these pieces did come in plastic bags. It did not come with dust bags. If you order from their website, they usually do come with dust bags. So the other piece that I was able to snag is the Madison shoulder in the magnet color. This one retails for $275, which I think is a fantastic price. And I was able to pick this up for $138. I'm not usually like a hobo person, but I thought this was extremely cute, and I've been eyeballing this for a while. When I visited New York City and stopped by their store, I literally picked this bag up multiple times at Nordstrom's. Whenever I see it, I just like gravitate towards it. So finally, I'm able to add this to my collection, and we'll see how this works out. But I think this is a very chic looking bag that can be casual, or if you want to dress it up, because it literally comes with a bunch of different accessories. So obviously you've got the top handle or the shoulder strap that is leather. It also comes with a canvas cloth strap that is crossbody adjustable. Also this chain. Surprisingly, this chain feels relatively light. It looks like it's gonna be super heavy, but it's not. I don't know if it's metal, if it's acrylic. I just can't really tell what kind of material it is, where it looks extremely shiny, but also relatively lightweight. You could definitely have all 3 straps readily available and kind of just hung like this. You should probably do a better job. I'm just quickly throwing it on there so you can see the different options here. Now the interior does come with a pouch that is also attached to the string, so you can use it with your keys and whatnot and just have your valuables. Of course, MZ Wallace, literally like having pockets anywhere and everywhere. This one is not as crazy. It's much more seamless looking. You've got the credit card holder here, a zip compartment here. If I can show you, 2 slip pockets right there. But wait, there's more. If you open up the zip compartment, there are 2 more additional slip pockets right there. So to me, I like pockets, but having that many pockets, I end up losing things because I have no idea where I put them. I guess because this is a soft bag and it's nylon, if you're looking for something in particular and you can't find it because there's too many pockets, you can just literally squish it up and try to find it and see if it's actually inside the bag. Okay, this is like the weirdest thing. I don't know if this was a return bag or I don't know, but I found a penny and now in one of these bags, and now I found a dime in here. So super bizarre. One more comment I will make about this bag is that it only has 1 zipper. I'm starting to like notice this on all of the bags. It didn't bother me as much before, but now it's just like, why don't you have 2 zippers? Why is it only 1 zipper? The third item I picked up is the crossbody sling bag in the copper metallic. It retails for $205 and I was able to pick it up for $108, again, plus shipping, plus tax, etc., etc. So I thought this was a pretty good deal, and this is actually pretty adorable. Not my usual thing to go for metallics, but I've been eyeballing this belt bag. I'm not really a belt bag person, but when it's like this cute and tiny, why not, right? Just like all MZ Wallace bags, they come in multiple strap options, which I love. So this one is kind of like a Chanel-ish vibe where it's chain wrapped with leather. It kind of just makes it a little bit more fancy. The next strap is a leather strap, also in a copper metallic color. And the hardware also, I forgot to mention that I also appreciate is that they make it proprietary, meaning that they put MZ Wallace stamped onto the hardware. Like I said many, many times, the more things and hardwares that you can customize to make it your own and proprietary, it makes the bag, in my opinion, much more special. The last strap is another cloth strap. Again, nothing crazy. Now, looking on the inside, it is a very small bag, but it is incredibly spacious. Of course, there is a zip compartment here, which I was like, would there be any more pockets in here? Thank goodness it's just 1 zip compartment. And then in the front, you can see it's a small compartment and another zip compartment right here. So lots of pockets for a tiny little bag. And I think this is something I could definitely use if I'm going on a trip or if I'm just running some errands. I think this is completely adorable. Okay, I did peel off all of the wrapping on the zipper tabs. They really had it on there, but just wanted to show you how this one's a little bit different. And the glazing and the craftsmanship of MZ Wallace bags are always immaculate. They have fantastic quality control. None of the pieces I ever picked up from MZ Wallace had any issues. So kudos there. All right, the last piece here is a travel bag. I was hoping to get the biggest one that they have. I forget what it's called, but it is the biggest travel bag, which I wanted to use as a personal, but that one got sold out super quickly. So the only one I was able to pick up is the Gym. And I think the thing says it's the number 2 in the magnet color. So it's the same color as this bag. This one retailed for $292 and I was able to pick this up for $177 plus shipping, plus tax, etc., etc. This is the piece that I was completely underwhelmed with. I figured because they are quote unquote the more OG brand when it comes to this duffel bag, I was just like, meh. It's okay. Is it because it's not big enough for me, or I had higher expectations? I don't know. You can see there is a pretty big pocket here. It's relatively deep. They also have one on the back here, so you could put your cell phone, your wallet. It's quite deep, so you don't have to worry about things falling out if you want to just keep your, wallet and something that you need to access really quickly in there. And then on the back, you do have the magnet and the zipper so that it can go over your carry-on handles. The interior is pretty straightforward. 1 main compartment, 2 slip pockets here. It comes with 1 pouch. Usually I thought they come in like 3s. Maybe they scaled that back because people are just saying it's completely unnecessary for you to include 3. Comes with a shoulder strap. This one also includes a credit card slot, which of course there are 2 more slip pockets inside the zip compartment here. A few reasons why I'm a little bit underwhelmed by this one is because I thought this one would have a little bit more structure, and the handles here is not long enough. Again, this probably is a personal issue, but I feel like it's a little bit too short for me when I'm wearing a tank top right now. You see how kind of tight it is? If I were to travel during the winter where I have a thicker coat or a thicker sweater on, this handle is not gonna work for me. This drop is not long enough. Now, you guys know I purchased this one from Quince not too long ago and have used this multiple times on my trips, and I freaking love this thing. Honestly, I think Quince did a better job in designing and upgrading their version of, well, I guess the dupe of the MZ Wallace one. So you can see the straps are much, much longer, right? So I can easily wear this with or without a coat. I like the chunky zippers where there is a front pocket, but it also has a deep pocket where you could put your cell phone in the front and in the back. Everything else of this bag, design-wise, is pretty similar. I know this is not an apples to apples comparison because there is the Nick, which is actually more of a comparison to the Quince one. But for me, this is what I have, so this is what I'm comparing. On the side here, there are 2 pockets where you can put, water bottles or, just random things that you want to put in there. It sucks that I have the black one because it just looks like a black hole on camera, but this one also has a laptop compartment, whereas this one does not. And it also has the zip compartment along with the little credit card slot as well. If all the points I'm saying resonates with you, I would say get the Quince one over the MZ Wallace one, especially the travel gym. Now, if it's the Nick one, I'm looking at the dimensions. It's hard to do a side-by-side comparison, but I think the Quince one is also much bigger. Not like a whole lot bigger, but it is bigger than the Nick from MZ Wallace. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one. So if you are interested, ping me on Instagram. Let me know that you want to take this off my hands. And again, I bought 4 items. 3 of them worked out. So I think this is still considered a success. So hope you really enjoyed this unboxing here. Learned a little bit so that you can prep yourself for the next sale or the next warehouse sale in 2026. 2020, are we in 20? Yeah. All right, we're in 2025. It's all a blur. I'll leave you another video here. Maybe it's the MZ Wallace one from last year or whatever the algorithm thinks that you will like watching next. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. Obviously, all less than retail. Follow me on Instagram for those deals. I'll see y'all next time.